All right, so we are live. What's going on, everybody? It's here, man. The season is finally over. I know this season has been a weird season. It's been a very, very weird season. I've never rooted for a tank so hard in a season. I mean, there's been times where it'd be week 14, week 15, and I say, you know what? We're bad right now. We're 4-10. Maybe it's best to lose these last couple of games, but Jaguars win, and I'm not all that mad. This year was different, man. This year we had myself, along with a lot of other Jaguar fans, were just like, okay, we've lost so many times. Let's just go ahead and just keep losing this one and lock up number one overall pick and do it. It wasn't as easy as we thought. The Jets didn't make it easy, but luckily they gave us a couple Christmas gifts to make it all right. So I want to give some shout outs to people in the chat, man. The first one here was Jake Thompson. What's up, man? Gaming with Jelly, Gator X, Chris. We got Austin. Nicholas is a Dolphins fan. He was cheering for the Jaguars. Hey, man, if you're a Dolphins fan, needing the Jaguars to do anything, like, we're gonna disappoint. That's what I know. Jags fan for life. What's up, man? He says, "What's up, UCF? Still a Jaguars fan forever." I know you are, man. So am I. We'll be here no matter how bad the Jaguars are, but hopefully the times get better in the future. Luke Agnes, what is up, man? Washington State Jags fan. It's Reese. What is up, man? Dustin, Brett. So, yeah, man, it's finally, this whole thing is over. The Jaguars season. I mean, like I said, it was a weird season, but now things get very, very interesting. Obviously, the GM spot is already open. Pretty soon, we're going to have the head coach spot open. I would expect it to be tomorrow, even though something weird came out and Doug Marone's press conference basically saying that, look, I know, like I saw the rumors last night. I texted Shad Khan about it, asked him, and he said that nothing was going to happen, that he's going to talk to him tomorrow. All the Urban Meyer news was new to him. I don't quite believe it. I think he's trying to kind of save face because the running is pretty much on the wall, and you would think that Doug Marone would think the same thing. Big shout out to Axel for the $10 donation. Thanks so much, man. He says, "Go Jags. I like Eric Bieniemy as head coach still." Yeah, man, thanks for the donation. I still wouldn't mind Eric Bieniemy as head coach. I'm not going to lie. At first, I really liked the idea of our guy, of Urban Meyer being the head coach. I really like that whole thing. And then just with the news lately, I'm almost pretty much all in on the whole Urban Meyer thing. But Eric Bieniemy, still very good. I would not complain about that. Very well respected. Done some great things with Patrick Mahomes. The big worry is, what is he like without Patrick Mahomes, or without just the whole Andy Reid thing? Is he a product of Andy Reid? We'll just have to kind of see. But yeah, that'd be a good. Hey, David Bryan's in here. What's up, David Bryan? He says it's over. Thank God. I know, man. I know. Darren says, "We love you, UCF Best Jags channel." Thanks so much, man. You guys are what makes this channel great. It really is a lot of fun. Skizzy says, "I think we should hire Adam Gase," and I know he is messing around with that one. I know he is. Todd Wash says, "What's the number, my guy?" I'll post up the number in about 5 minutes. This is a call-in show. I'll post the number up in 5 minutes. Just want to kind of talk to you guys, talk to the live chat, get the feel of everything. If you guys haven't already, man, be sure to like the stream. We'll try to get this to maybe 200 likes today. I don't think that's asking too much. And also, you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at UCF_Jaguar. It's a great day today, man. The Jaguars, while they looked horrible, while I never want to see Matt Glennon in a Jags uniform ever again, I've never been a big Minshew fan, especially after this year, but I mean, there's no reason why Minshew shouldn't have started. I would have rather Minshew. I mean, honestly, if I had my choice, I probably would have preferred Jake Luton just to kind of see what he has. I mean, obviously, we've seen him early on, but what would he have to lose? Pigskin Pete in the building says, "If y'all want Fields over Lawrence, you don't watch college ball at all." Hey, man, I know I'm not one of those guys, man. I would have taken Trevor Lawrence if he had 6 interceptions last game, but Pigskin Pete, he's a Clemson YouTuber, so I'm definitely going to have him on the channel very soon, asking him more about Trevor Lawrence. I know he's a little bit bummed out that his Carolina Panthers are not sitting at the number 1 overall spot, but I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be happy where he ends up. That's for sure. Faces, has Doug Roman fired yet? Not yet, man. Not yet. We're still kind of waiting for that. Pixins Pete can't wait. All right. Yeah, I'm excited too. But all right, guys, I'll go ahead and display the call-in number. You guys can, the number is 904-447-2415. Feel free to call in whenever, and you can discuss anything. We can talk about off season, the coaching candidates, Trevor Lawrence, anything you want, man. This is y'all's opportunity to kind of air some of your thoughts on everything. So I'll go ahead and leave that number up right there. Larry Fitz retired. Larry Fitzgerald officially retired. All right, so we'll go ahead and take the first call. Hey, 1926, who's this? All right, we got Todd Wash in the building. What's going on, my man? $10 years, $100 million. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that, man. You got the big extension you're looking for.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I really like what you're doing on the show, Dalton. Hope you have a great night. I'm going to go celebrate. Maybe pound a few beers in my Chevy Silverado.
Hey, absolutely. I know you saw the video where we saw you out there getting in a fight in the parking lot.
I'm not quite sure about that one.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. It's in case you guys didn't hear, I know you couldn't hear the beginning of it. We got apparently Todd Wash on the line. So a big shout out to Todd Wash for calling in.
All right. Have a good night, Dalton.
All right, you too, man. Yes, sorry about that, guys. I had to correct the settings, but luckily I got it on the fly. So we'll bring in the next caller. Let's see. We got Skidsy in the building. What's up, my man?
How's it going, man? The season's finally over, dude.
Dude, it is over,
Feels
man.
good.
I could not be more hyped.
No more suffering. I know, especially when all your friends are Chiefs fans, man. It sucks, man. But hey, season's over. But we hear a lot about the head coach and the quarterback and what we're gonna do to picks. I'm still confused about this whole general manager thing. Who do you think we're gonna pick up?
I'm honestly not too super sure yet. We got a $2 donation. I'll get to you in a moment after I get to the caller. But general manager, I mean, at this point, it seems like from all indications, I know he knows his guys well. So, what's up? Hey, Connor, you there? Hey guys, can you guys hear me or see me?
Did stream go down?
Yeah, it's sketching out a little bit. Okay, I think we're back. All right. Connor, go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying I agree with you. And I think definitely the GM is definitely an important position we'll have to look into because we have all that money, we have all those picks. We definitely don't want to screw around with that.
Yeah, it's Urban Meyer, he definitely knows his dude. So at this point, I don't know who the heck he would really actually go after. But it'd be I'm kind of like really excited to kind of see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey man, I just want to say, and I'm sure all the other UCF fans could say this as well. We definitely appreciate you this season. It's been a rough season, but you've still been up to date on the videos. You're my number one news source for the Jaguars, and I definitely appreciate you. And can't wait till next season, man.
Dude, heck yeah. Hey, thanks so much. And it's always good, seeing you out there at Jaguar games. And, I always appreciate your support, my man.
All right. Well, I'll catch you later, man.
Yeah, absolutely. See ya.
Bye.
So big shout out to Connor for calling in. Hey, guys, how's is my connection better now? I know it's my stuff gets sketchy at times, but Alex says my friend's mom was texting Urban Meyer's wife and he's 100% taking the job. So Alex Beats, I don't know how accurate that one is, but $2 donation from subscribe for good luck. He says, what is your final opinion on Doug? I mean, Doug's out of here. I think he got a rough shot. I'll give more of my thoughts once he actually does get fired. But those are kind of my quick, really thoughts on that. Damn, my stream is really lagging right now. Let's see. Connection is good. Audio connection is good, bro. Okay. Let's see. Man, this sucks. I don't know how to fix my connection. Yeah, it seems like I'm cutting in and out, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of these callers. I'm sorry for the connection. At some point, I'll come in on my promise and get some new internet, but we'll get the next caller in here. Looks like we got Jimmy Popcorn in here. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. Hey, what you got on your mind?
Hey, so all these Urban Meyer rumors, I think they were cool. I like Urban Meyer. Obviously, I'm a Gators fan. But I think the only problem now is with Justin Fields having such a good game, this fear is streaming through my veins that he will say, hey, I like Justin Fields. That would be devastating. This fan base would probably go insane. What do you think about that? And one more thing, you did cut out when you said that the blue check marks were leaning towards somebody for general manager. I couldn't hear that. So I wanted to see if you could follow up on that.
Yeah, so I just basically said the blue check marks are pretty much reporting that Urban Meyer is almost a done deal. So if Urban Meyer comes in as a head coach and he's going to hire a GM, then at that point, I have no idea who to predict to be our GM. So that's that kind of thing. But if we have the fans on Twitter deciding who's going to be the who we're going to draft number 1 overall, then we probably have to be a little bit worried about maybe the Jaguars go after Trevor or Justin Fields. But at the end of the day, man, all these coaches, they all see the whole sample size. They see what Trevor Lawrence has, and I just don't see them passing up on a Trevor Lawrence, no matter how. Even if Justin Fields has an unreal game against Alabama, I mean, we've seen how bad, really, we've seen Justin Fields' floor, and it just seems like Trevor Lawrence is just almost like the prototype quarterback that you would create in a lab, so to speak.
Right. I think Clemson's defense was absolute garbage the other night, but at the same time, Alabama's defense got carved up by Kyle Trask, and I wouldn't draft Kyle Trask overall. So first overall. But anyway, listen, I just wanted to call in, and I love your show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jimmy. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right.
All right, cool. So we'll go ahead and get on to the next caller. Hey, is this Henry?
Yes, it is.
Hey, what's going
How
on,
are
man?
you?
What you got for the show?
So, I was kind of thinking, and it's like, I like Urban Meyer. I'm a Gator fan as well as the last guy. And I was thinking that why not pursue Bill Belichick? He doesn't have that much left in New England. Florida's the perfect place to go for him. He has all the draft capital. He has all the cap space. And I just honestly think that Shad should really pursue going for Bill Belichick, because Bill Belichick is a proven winner. Urban hasn't been to the NFL yet, so nothing is proven. Like Spurrier touched anything that was gold in college, but once he went to the NFL, fell flat. So I'm thinking it'd be better if we just go for Belichick and maybe get a Louis Riddick as general manager or something, because we have all the cap space in the world.
Yeah, and when I look at it, I've thought about Bill Belichick a lot of times, but kind of what brings me back down is he's a great coach, but I don't think he's very good with personnel. And right now he's the head coach and GM over there for the Patriots. So I just can't see, because if he were to accept the job at the Jaguars, I think he'd want both roles. And I can't imagine he'd want to come over and be head coach and all of a sudden give up GM responsibility. Just because he's done some questionable things. I mean, trading a second-round pick for Mohamed Sanu, trading away Chandler Jones, drafting guys like N'Keal Harry in the first round. I mean, he does very well when it comes to, finding diamonds in the rough and kind of plugging them in and, kind of playing them around the system that Tom Brady kind of plays in. And I just, with him and the personnel, that's the main thing that worries me. Obviously, he's definitely a winner. But I mean, for him to come in, it has to be immediate success because at the end of the day, I mean, like players don't really like playing for Belichick. They just win under Belichick. So, I mean, if he could come in here and win, I'd be all for it. But that's really my main concern with bringing Bill Belichick in.
Yeah, and players have never wanted to play for Jacksonville. And it's just the only thing that worries me with Urban Meyer is just his loyalty, I heard Dan Mullen is also like contesting to be in the NFL as well, which as a Gator fan, I don't like that. But there's other, Urban Meyer for me is probably the best option, but he's not going to be a long-term option as you've said in your past streams.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I'm hoping for the best. Trevor Lawrence, Samuel Cosme, get Asante Samuel in there, Trevon Milrig. I mean, we pick well and just sign well. Get a Leonard Williams. We get a Shaq Barrett.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. I mean, we did what we needed to do, man. We lost these games. We locked up the number one pick. And at this point, I mean, I saw a tweet today that apparently Jaguars used to have to kind of beg guys to come in here and interview for GM positions and whatnot, but now like guys are begging Shad Khan to kind of come in here and do it, and that was also all about the tank, man. We knew that Doug Marrone was in the future, Dave Caldwell was in the future. We had no quarterback on the roster, so we just kind of had to fall on the grenade and kind of take these L's.
And it's just I see what you're saying, and like Shad has infuriated me, and I'm not the only one he's infuriated. He has been so untransparent of what he's been doing. This franchise hasn't been good ever. I mean, 2017 was the most magical season, and we really were just lucky. Weak schedule, weak teams we played. I mean, it's just we got lucky. So I think it's just about time we get Trevor Lawrence and everybody to just change the culture of this team. And I want to turn on, Sundays and experience a good team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I was a guy, like, I defended Blake Bortles. I said, look, if you get a team around him, we're, going to be fine. And I think, if we had Gardner Minshew back then, I would have been the same thing. But I got to the point where I'm like, dude, I'm tired of just accepting mediocre quarterback play. I'm tired of saying, oh, the offensive line needs to be great. We need great defensive backs. We need all this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just at the point where I'm like, look, I want my quarterback to be the best player on the field. I want my quarterback to be the best player on the field. I'm tired of making excuses. Yeah. It's time to, when I see Patrick Mahomes play, I'm like, why can't I have that guy? I've had people comment on my videos saying, hey, Gardner Minshew can't do anything. Like, he would have to have Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady to be able to win games. I'm like, yeah, like, why can't we get them? Why do we have to just say, okay, this guy's good enough? We'll have to see how he plays week in, week out. I mean, I was like, look, week 3, Gardner Minshew, we saw what he was. Let's just go ahead and start losing.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of really, really cool for you to call and have the ability to have your people that follow you to talk on stream and discuss with you, because you see all these big streamers and they don't do that. So I really respect you for being involved with everybody, and I think that's super cool, man. I don't want to take up too much of time and let other followers have and take their take. So I really appreciate you, man. Keep up the good work, bro.
Yeah, of course, man. I appreciate the support as always, man.
All right, man. You have a great one.
All right, you too, man. All right, cool. Shout out to the latest caller. We'll go to our next guy. Yeah, we got 580. Who's this?
Hey, UCF Jaguar. How you doing today?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, the season's finally over with, man. I'm so happy.
Dude, it's amazing, isn't it? Now we can finally get the show on the road and stop going through the motions of these weekly Sunday ass whoopings.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I call because, like, I'm totally on board with Trevor Lawrence. I have no doubt about it. So you take that number one pick, you run with it first overall.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing was just the whole Justin Fields thing and the OU, like the Ohio State quarterback thing. I didn't like that because, like, we were second overall. We was that second overall pick. Everybody is concerned after that Northwestern game. And, I don't know, if he should be the quarterback. And I just feel like it's bullcrap. I feel like, a lot of people forget how Justin Fields, he had more touchdowns and incompletions in the beginning of the season, and I just feel like definitely, if we was in them second pick, then we'd definitely be fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think he made Jets fans feel a lot better about his game on Sunday, just because a lot of Jaguars have, and just football fans in general, we have a lot of recency bias. So then, the last week or two, we were like, oh my God, Justin Fields did not look good against Northwestern. And then now he has a really good game against Clemson, and now people are kind of back on the Justin Fields train. So, I think the pick, obviously, like you said, you run to the podium with, with Trevor Lawrence. He's just so much safer, and especially with the Jaguar situation where, we've just drafted terrible quarterbacks in the first round, and we just have to get this one right. And, if you're going to put money on whether Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields is going to be, the great quarterback, I mean, I think everyone's putting their money on Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, definitely. And like me, I've been born in 1999. So, I went through the quarterbacks like Mark Brunell, Brian Leftwich, Dave Jaguar, Luke McCown, Cody Kessler, Blake Bortles. These are the quarterbacks I know for my team. And so, like, I'm so excited to finally get somebody like Trevor Lawrence, like our guy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, like just like the Chiefs. You see the Chiefs, they made a big turnaround Patrick Mahomes. You can't name not one player on the Chiefs defense. Like, you can't name not one DB on the Chiefs defense.
Yeah.
It seems like every time a team gets their quarterback, their guy, it's a 360 turnaround.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I cannot wait for it.
Yeah, and I'd so much rather be sitting here on a Sunday and saying, oh my God, we lost because of our defensive backs. I'm tired of saying quarterback, offense, quarterback. Like, I'm right there with you too, man.
Exactly.
I mean, I was born in 93. I didn't really get to live through the 90s era. I mean, my quarterbacks are David Garrard, Luke McCown, Blake Bortles, Cody Kessler. Like, now finally, man, I can go out there, get a quarterback, and get a Trevor Lawrence jersey and let it last 20 years instead of just these recycling of jerseys that we were so used to. I mean, it's such a fun time to be a Jags fan right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. We got cat space. Like, it's our first time. It's like it seems like as a Jags fan we've always been unlucky. But it seems like the first time we get the first pick in our franchise history, we are like one of the best quarterbacks ever come out since Peyton Manning. Like, how lucky does that seem to us now? It is just unreal lucky. Now looks like we finally get some luck on our side.
Yeah, I mean, and we've always been a team that's like, we'll be bad, but we'll be like 4-12, 5-11, 6-10. We'll get like the 8th, 9th pick. And I was sitting here looking like, Carson Wentz is going to be traded. I'm sitting here like, damn, like if we were like 5-11, 6-10, and drafting 9 overall, we'd have to really consider bringing in like Carson Wentz or something like this. But now it's like I feel so comfortable. For the first time that I can ever remember, we have a slam dunk. We know who we're getting at number 1 overall. We don't have to speculate. We know who we're going to get, and it's honestly such a cool position to be in. And the one year we ever get the number 1 overall pick, we get a generational guy come out. It's just it's an awesome situation to be in.
Yeah, exactly. I say, yeah, man, thank you for all you've done. Like, I actually feel like we need more people like you to step out as far as Jaguars fans, because there's not a lot of whole UFC Jaguars, a lot of Gen Jags, not a lot of y'all.
Yeah.
So I definitely congratulate what you do. Keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, you said Jaguar. Thanks. Go Jags.
Oh yeah, hey, appreciate your calling in, man. Appreciate the support.
All right.
All right. A lot of nice people calling in today. I appreciate that. We'll go to the next caller. Let's bring him in here. I think we got David Bryan on the line. Is this David?
Yes, it is. Hey, Yusuf Jag, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man? How's it up in the great white Northeast?
Nice and cool, pretty much. But season pretty much is done for the Jags. Thank God. That's all I got to say.
Oh my God, thank God.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I've just been hearing a lot of speculation here. We're hearing about Urban Meyer again. Maybe by tomorrow we might get answers. Hopefully, this is just a guessing game. Hopefully,
Yeah.
but I got one thing to say though. Jaguar season, we won the first game. It was like, hey, we're going to do well. And then suddenly the train pretty much derails. And so now we're going back to phase one, starting in the draft. So hopefully this will work out, and hopefully we can get a general manager. That's the big question mark. So hopefully it's somebody that's good, somebody with experience. I have like just two people. Tim McConnell, who's the assistant director, personnel for the Giants, for example. I'm pretty interested in him, and then Eric Stokes, who's the director of the pro personnel for the Washington football team. Those are two guys. I like my top two picks. I'm hoping maybe they might get interviewed, and maybe have an opportunity. So.
Yeah. And it's crazy as Urban Meyer does get hired as a head coach. I mean, first of all, like you said, I would expect Doug Marrone to get fired tomorrow. And if Urban Meyer's a guy, he should get hired within the week. I don't know what the holdup would be. And a lot of people criticize Shad Khan based on, just, I guess, how he is as an owner. But, apparently he's willing to pay Urban Meyer, $12 million a year, which is pretty unreal for a head coach. And obviously you can pay a head coach however much you want. So he's down to lay down some money to bring in Urban Meyer. So that kind of, shows that he's pretty dedicated and actually does want this team to win if he's willing to throw down that kind of money. So I would expect that to be within a week. But then if he gets hired on, this whole general manager thing, that throws a real loop in it all, because I don't know who Urban Meyer's connected to as a personnel guy. You know what I mean? I imagine he has his list of guys that he would bring in, and he pretty much get everything assembled pretty quickly. So it'll be super interesting to see what he does.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of personnel out there that's in college football, and with his post experience in the past. Going back to the Gators, to Ohio State. The man's got the experience. So I'm hoping, once it's official, well, since I would call it unofficial, if they make it official, I'm hoping that Urban Meyer will take the time to look at each one of these personal people and decide who will be the most experienced, personnel that would be joining the Jaguars organization. So
yeah, absolutely. And he puts together a good staff. He had Dan Mullen right there for the Jaguar or for the Gators to hire. Obviously, they went another route, and then they left Ohio State with Ryan Day. So it's pretty. It's not really talked about much when it comes to coaches building and staff, but he definitely knows how to do that.
Yeah, the only thing my concern is, for example, our wide receivers coaches, Keenan McCardell, for example, I hope he's going to stay with the Jaguars. He's well experienced and all. Pretty much he's like my top-notch guy. Gruden, I'm still kind of a big question mark on him. I don't know if he's going to leave or not. So, but the biggest question is, hopefully, once we get the draft, once the draft begins, we start rebuilding the team up. I'm hoping that they can choose wisely who we need the most. Quarterback, we already know who it's going to be. Do we need offensive linemen, offensive tackles? Do we need a secondary? That's another big question mark, because our backfield's been, was hurt pretty badly this season. So now we got to wait until April to find that question out. So hopefully whoever we get is going to take that knowledge and help the Jaguars organization. So
yeah, I think building the offense is a huge priority, really, because last year we obviously went defense 1 and 2 in the draft. I think this year we got to kind of invest in the offense, because I want to make sure the whole offensive line is good. We got tight ends, we got wide receivers. I want everything to make sure Trevor Lawrence can succeed. And I'd rather, if we lose games, I'd rather lose 38-35. I don't want to be losing because I don't want to be losing because the offense we have Trevor Lawrence getting hit all over the place. I don't that's not where I want to be.
Right. So, but hey, Thank you, UCF Jag. I appreciate it, man. Hey, you pretty much I consider yourself the number one guy, for the Jaguars organization who does the streams for them. And I just want to say personally, thank you, man. And I'm looking forward to, your upcoming videos and of course the draft. So,
all right, yeah, a lot of
Go
fun
Jaguars.
stuff coming up. So appreciate you coming on, man.
All right, thank you very much, man. Take care. Go Jaguars.
Go Jags. All right, cool. We'll get to the next caller in here. We have 616. Who's this?
Yo, it's Eddie. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing great. Thank God the season's over, man.
Oh, man. Finally it's over. And we can start focusing on real stuff, man, instead of week 17 previewing these crap matchups.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I said, I just wanted to call in and say, we made it this far. The real fun begins now. And, I'm just excited. Hopefully Trevor gets in there. I'm kind of concerned about Urban Meyer in a sense, with the whole, conversion between college to NFL. I look at, Nick Saban as a big example when I believe he was with Miami. But I think Urban could do a good job. It's just a big concern for me. But hopefully, they get those guys in there,
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're all but I think at this point, the Jaguars just need to they almost need to go outside the box, man. They got to do something different. And obviously, Urban Meyer, all he does is win. So, if he goes out there and fails, at least we try to do something innovative. But I think I think he's going to, I think he'll do all right personally. But obviously, it's a big risk. But, who's not a big risk, Robert Saleh is a big popular name. He'll probably get a job. No one knows how good he'll do. Even Eric Bieniemy, he's the hottest name, but he's obviously no guarantee. So every coach you hire is going to be some kind of risk.
Oh yeah, definitely. You look at some of the guys out there that were just big busts. You look at the Chiefs defensive coordinator. I think Spagnuolo. He was with the Giants, and then he goes to St. Louis when they were the St. Louis Rams, and he was terrible. But then he goes to Kansas City, and he does a great job on that defense, So like I said, it's hit and miss with anything, Like I said, when you're in the NFL, you have to be outside the box to make great plays, Just look at the Eagles. They did that, the Philly special. That was outside the box. Basically won them a Super Bowl. You look at Saxonville, they had all these big name players go in there on defense, and they did that. That's what you got to do to win in this league,
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta take risks. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I took a big risk of being a Jaguar fan, so
Yeah, we're all taking risks, man. We're all going into the off seasons with optimism, only for it to come crashing down. But this feels different. Hopefully.
Yeah, it really does. Yep, definitely. Stay safe, man, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling in, bro.
Yep. See you later. Yeah, no problem. Bye bye.
All right, we'll get to the next caller in here. 963. Who's this? Hello?
Hello? Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, bro?
I just wanted to call and give my take on this whole Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields situation. Once I found out that Minshew was not our quarterback for the future, I started watching film, and I started in Trevor's high school, and I watched this guy on one play. He rolled out to the left with a defender on his back, didn't have time to turn his hips, and he flinged it with a sidearm throw like Patrick Mahomes, about 45, 50 yards down the field between two defenders. And that's when I was like, whoa, this guy is different. This guy is special. And nothing against Justin Fields. I think he's a good quarterback, but I think that he has to be in the right system. And I think he has a huge windup. And like I said, I think Trevor is the system. And I just think that his talent is so high. Once he gets into the NFL, these people that are talking about wanting Justin, they're going to see some of these throws that this guy's going to make. And it's going to be like Patrick Mahomes when he come into the league. They're going to be like, wow, these are some big time throws. And it's going to be shocking. And I'm so excited as a Jaguars fan to finally have something like that. It's really going to put us on the map. And as long as we build the right team around him, I think that there could be some really big special things to come. But anyways, have a good night.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling in. Good takes. I'm definitely definitely makes me more excited for Trevor Lawrence, that's for sure. But yeah, man, he's yeah, that's one thing about Trevor Lawrence, man. I gotta agree with him, man. So if you watch him, like some of his highlight reels, man, he'll be a guy that rolls out to the left, right arm quarterback, rolls out to the left, twists his body and flings it and gets it to these guys on a dime. I mean, it's unreal what this guy can do. So we'll go ahead and go to the next caller. Is this looks like it's Terrence on the line?
What's going on, UCF, man? What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? What's up?
Hey, nothing much, man. Oh my God, I'm so glad this season is over. Whoa!
We did it, man. We did it. We completed the 1-15 season.
Woo! I am talking about 15 in a row. Oh my God, how painful. I mean, I think I've gained 80 pounds watching these losses.
It felt dirty rooting for the Jaguars to lose. It felt dirty, but at the end of the day, man, as we sit here with number one pick, not only do we have the number one overall pick and we're going to get Trevor Lawrence, we also have the most attractive head coach GM opportunity out there. So it was a two-edged sword, that's for sure.
I totally agree. And I'm going to tell you two things, and I'm going to get off this thing because, man, I'm excited about this. And I can't wait to see you again, man, in the stadium. But I'm going to tell you two things I got on this tape. First, we got to get rid of the coach. There's no other NFL team that has a coach with such a bad losing percentage. Another thing, too, is that we cannot have an offensive line that is not able to protect our quarterback because that's what destroyed us. You remember from 2002 on, that was a challenge that we had, is that have a strong offensive line. So if we can get that, get rid of that coach and get that offensive line together, man, whoa, man, Jacksonville finna do something. I can't wait to just throw some egg in Tennessee Titans face. But anyway, I'm out. UCF, man, I love you, brother, and I can't wait for us to be up on the winning side.
All right, hey, that's our hype man right there, man. That's Terrence. Huge shout out to him for calling in, man. It's he gets me excited for the season, man. He's I met him in the stadium one time. It was super cool. It's always cool meeting you guys, that's for sure. But yeah, huge shout out to Terrence for calling in, and I agree with him, man. Let's get this new head coach in here. I think that's obviously a given that he's out of here, and obviously let's build up the trenches. That's really what everyone wants to do. So we'll go to the next caller. Looks like we might have Shad Khan on the line. Is this Shad Khan?
Yes, this is Shad Khan on Jacksonville Jaguars. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. Hey, I'm happy the season's over, man. I'm hoping that you get dug out of here pretty soon.
Yes, we are extending him to a 5-year contract. Just kidding. We are officially going to be firing him very, very soon. We are very happy to be announcing that, and we are, in fact, looking at Urban Meyer as one of our choices as our head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh man, that's exactly what we want to hear, man. That's who I want. I don't know. I know a lot of people are kind of have mixed emotions about this, but hey, man, Shad, you did it. You did it. Like, you're gonna pay this guy a lot of money. You're really the hero of the hour, bro.
Yes, definitely. Either me or our good friends in New York, the Johnsons family, for firing Adam Gase. Like I said, we are looking at all of our options. I don't think we would really want Justin Fields on our team because we do not want backlash. We do want Trevor Lawrence. We are looking at him very closely. Like I said, it's just one game. I don't know why people are having the recency biases. We want to look at the long-term future of our team, our organization. I know we do not want to move out to London. We want to stay in Jacksonville for our fans in the United States. And I believe Trevor Lawrence will be very good for us, as well as Urban Meyer and whoever we pick as our GM, whether it can be one of the NFL Network guys, one of the ESPN guys, or one of the professional guys already in the NFL system.
All right, dude, you're really on it today, Shad. I appreciate what you're doing for the team right now, man. This is all the focus is on you, that's for sure.
Definitely, my mustache is tingly, and I'm ready for some success for this football team.
All right, Shad. I appreciate you for calling in, man. Look forward to calling you soon.
Yep, definitely. Right, Duval.
All right, so that's Shad Khan. Always always a mixed feeling in the chat about Shad Khan. But hey, guys, this is all good and fun. Hopefully you guys don't take too much offense to that. He's just a guy messing around, but it's it's fun, man. We just have fun over here. So we'll get over to the next caller. I think this is David. David, what you got, man?
Hi, UCF. Big fan of your show and your channel. I just have like two questions. One of them being, who should our second pick in the first round be, and who do you think we should just get rid of on the team in free agency? Just let them walk on.
I mean, with the second pick, I'd like to focus on the offense. Like, I really want, when we get Trevor Lawrence in here, I want the offense to be set. I want to have a good offensive line. I want to have plenty of receivers, and I want to be able to have the tight ends in there. You know, I mean, I could go with, having Jared Wilson trot out there at safety again. I could go with having some deficiencies there, but I just want to make sure that this offense is set for Trevor Lawrence and that there's no position unit holding him back. So, I'd probably say offensive lineman or wide receiver, or maybe even tight end. I mean, I haven't studied too much into what's all out there. I definitely will soon, and obviously free agency is going to change all that. So those are kind of my thoughts with that pick. When it comes to what was the other question that you had? I'm sorry.
It was on our roster, who's going to go into free agency, who should be re-signed and who should we just let go?
I think we should let go Taven Bryan for sure. I mean, I think he had a horrible year. I mean, there's nothing more we can do with him. I mean, he's disappointing because he's so strong and he can push some people, but he just has no football intelligence at all. And I mean, he's just a liability on the field, and we have guys on the streets playing better than him. Maybe sign Smoot to a small deal. I think we should probably let Cam Robinson walk in free agency. I'm not comfortable with cutting guys like Andrew Norwell and Brandon Leonard because I think they were pretty decent this year, and I don't want to, get too weird when it comes to, cutting guys and then creating big holes, because obviously if you cut Brandon Leonard, you have a big hole there. So I don't know. I'd probably like to kind of keep some of those guys around, but I guess the main guys just, cut Taven Bryan is my main thing. But luckily for us right now, we don't have we have so many holes on the roster. I don't know how many people we're going to actually be completely getting rid of.
All right. Well, thank you. I enjoyed, and I thank you for your feedback, and I'll just continue watching the show. Thank you.
Of course, man. I appreciate you calling in, bro.
No, take care.
All right, so we'll go ahead and go on to the next caller. It looks like we have Bobby on the line. Hey, what's going on, Bobby?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, man, it's good to talk to you, CF guy.
Absolutely, man. What you got?
Hey, man, I just want to say, as far as I'm concerned, we got 4 picks. We got multiple picks, but I mean, in the first 2 rounds, you're talking 2 picks in the first, 2 in the second. Doug Marrone don't deserve that, and we definitely already got rid of the GM, so none of them needed a fresh start. I just think it's going to come down to chemistry. We need the right chemistry when we're talking about leadership. Head coach from the top, right with the GM. I can remember back in the days of Mar Brunell, our last real franchise quarterback. That's been many, many years. So Trevor Lawrence is a no-brainer. He's a proven commodity. Justin Fields is good. Trevor Lawrence is the proven commodity. No-brainer. And when you look at when I say chemistry, we're talking about when you look at what happened over there in Washington, Haskins, what happened? He's gone, proven that he's not a leader. We just got to get a bona fide leader in here, the cohesion, the chemistry, and we can win because you have to change the culture. We can talk about who we need to get rid of, offensive linemen. We got to get a bona fide leader in here, somebody that you believe in. I mean, sports is not rocket science. It's just, do you want to play for the man, run through the brick wall, or do you want to, just sit back and what I call unearn your money? You got to get the right chemistry. That's basically where I'm at on it.
Yeah, and I agree with you, man. And chemistry, being that Shad Khan isn't kind of an absentee owner, really the chemistry comes up from the GM. And, the GM spot, it's much, much more than just hiring a coach. I mean, it's all about pretty much installing the culture and, all kind of starts from the top. And I mean, that's absolutely true. It's more than just bringing in the guys. You got to have the right culture and, you just have to have the leadership right. And it's so extremely important. And, Shad Khan has big thing to do when it comes to hiring the right guys because as we all know, when he hired Dave Caldwell, that was not the right guy, and that set us back literally 7-8 years. We can't do that again, man. We got to get this hire right.
Let me just add one other thing. When you think about when we picked up that deal with when that playoff, we went to the AFC title and we picked up that option with Blake Bortles. It was a no-brainer. We shouldn't have picked up the option. That set us back. And so when you take that all into account, it seemed like it took Jacksonville forever to figure out that if it's a copycat league, all great teams have great leaders starting at the quarterback position. You spend millions of dollars on a quarterback. You spend millions on getting somebody to pass rush. So we have not had a franchise quarterback since Mark Brunell. It's a no-brainer. We didn't never get that right. I like Gardner Minshew. He's a likable guy, but he just didn't have the arm strength. He's smart. He'll play in this league, but it won't be in Jacksonville. He's just not the guy. He's likable. That's just it. I mean, at the end of the day, we need a proven commodity. That's Trevor Lawrence. They build a team around him, we'll win. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer, man. You bring in Trevor Lawrence in here, and man, that changes the team. It changes everything because I mean, he's the kind of guy that you want to build your franchise around. And I know, I'm just extremely excited to start to root for him on Sundays, and the fact that he's going to be playing in TIAA Bank for the next 15, 20 years, man. It's I've gone to games and watched Cody Kessler, Blake Bortles, Chad Henne. I mean, now that I can go in here and be confident that my quarterback can get the job done, it's so exciting.
And just so you know, if you look at all the teams in the last 10 years or even longer, 20 years of the Patriots was enough. But if you want to win, the Patriots the exception, not the rule. You got to spend money to win. It costs money to win a Super Bowl. It's not free. Super Bowls are not free. You buy them. That's just my political position on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at teams' cap space when they win the Super Bowl, they usually got some maneuvering to do the next year. So I mean, and obviously the Jaguars this year, I mean, they didn't position themselves in that kind of spot, and it's surprising just because you would have thought Dave Caldwell, if he was, on the verge of getting fired, he would have spent some money. But I mean, as much as we all hate Dave, I mean, he set us up in a good position right now to really be able to attack, and now we're at a super exciting point.
Well, I put it like this: when everybody wanted to bring in the quarterback from Florida, I can't remember his name, but Tebow. Well, so we'll buy Tebow, bring him in here, and he'll fill the stands. Well, whatever happened to winning, filling the stands? You know what I mean? Winning will fill the stands too. So we didn't need Tebow; we needed winning. And again, winning comes with a price. Yeah. And yes, he did leave us in a good position, but our biggest problem is we don't treat it like a business. And what do I mean by that? We can't sympathize with these guys. They make millions of dollars. I'm talking about the head coaches and or the GMs. They didn't produce. Buy. It's a business. It's like NFL, not for long. Jerry Glanville said it best to the players. Well, let's put NFL to the GM and the coach. You ain't winning, not for long. See you later. Bye. We need winning in Jackson. That's what's going to build the culture. I respect them as individual coaches and what they brought. They didn't produce. They got paid for their time. They didn't, we want to win in this town. Yeah. Let's win. Get the players, the coaches, and the chemistry and the cohesion, and we'll win.
Yeah, and I mean, sustainable success, I mean, a couple of the most important pieces are quarterback and head coach, and we're kind of getting the quarterback kind of giving it to us on a silver platter, and now it's all about, get the GM in here, get the culture right, get the head coach in here, make sure you got a good head coach, and then, we can start making annual playoff runs is what I'm hoping for.
Thank you for your time and patience. Love you guys. Go Jags.
Of course, man. Thanks for calling in. Go Jags. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next caller. It's Recess. He wants him as a GM. Hell yeah, man. He knows what he's talking about. All right, we'll bring in the next guy in here. A 560. Who's this? Hello? Going once? Going twice? All right. Unfortunately, we had to drop him. So we'll move on to the next caller. It looks like we have Blake on the line. Is this Blake?
Yeah, this is me.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I was want to talk about people forgetting since we lost today, we also have the first pick in the second round, which would be great to probably go defense that round and get 2 offensive players in the first round.
Yeah, I mean that'll be cool. It's gonna be a lot of fun when the first round wraps up and we can look at the top available guys and say we can get any of these guys. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to tell people as a reminder of that.
Yeah. So it's and by the way, can you mute the YouTube video and talk to me on the phone? My chances of hearing the echo a little bit.
Yeah, I got it muted now.
All right, cool. But yeah, man, that's an
Yeah,
ideal situation, man. Just keep building, getting some guys in here for sure.
And a lot of guys want to draft a running back, I see on the Facebook page, but we have James Robinson. Maybe we could sign a veteran to come in and help teach him, but I don't think we should waste the top pick on a running back.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I'm not throwing because a lot of people talk about Travis Etienne. I mean, we need a third down running back. We need probably a speedster receiving back to complement James Robinson, but we got James Robinson undrafted. I'm probably not going to spend a pick in the top 4 rounds on a running back, especially given the holes that, this team has, that's for sure.
And one more thing, a guy that's going to be a free agent, TJ Yeldon, maybe we could bring him back. He was a pretty good receiving back in when he was here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I know he had a little bit. I remember that. I think the everlasting memory we have was him and Leonard Fournette just kind of chilling on the bench doing nothing. I mean, I really liked him as a player. I thought he was pretty underrated, but yeah, it's even like Chris Thompson was fine. I think he got injured, but honestly, like it's that position's a need, but it's not like a dire need. Like, we don't have to spend that much money or draft capital on getting that position.
All right, man. I'm going to let you go get the next caller in.
All right, man. I appreciate your calling in, bro. All right, we'll move on to the next caller. It looks like we have Joe on the line.
Doug, but close enough, man. How you doing?
What's his name?
Doug.
D-O-U-G. Okay. It says Joe on here. I guess the screen got that one wrong. What's going on, man?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. Just happy the season's over.
I am too. Ready for the draft. Watched some of the Dolphins game today, and any chance that we trade Gardner Minshew into package to the Dolphins for that number 3 pick?
Oh no, I don't think so, man. Gardner Minshew, he doesn't have. I'm not a huge Gardner Minshew guy. I think at best you get a 5th round pick for him, and that number 3 pick. To get that, you'd really have to trade up for him. Like if you're drafting 7 or 8, you trade up to number 3. But that's such a valuable spot, and especially given that you're going to be able to either draft not Trevor Lawrence, but Justin Fields or Zach Wilson with that pick. A lot of teams are going to be calling the Dolphins about moving up and going and taking someone like him. So it'll take a lot of draft capital to get that spot.
That's true. I was thinking maybe we could give like a pick 5 years down the line, 32nd pick in the first round when we win the Super Bowl, Trevor Lawrence. But that's a little wishful thinking. But do you think they actually draft a quarterback, or do you feel like they'll hold off and try and build around Tua some more? Because he is still a rookie, but he's definitely shown some signs that he may be a little shaky.
Yeah, they have a big decision to make because I mean, I don't think, given the Dolphins, they have to realize that, look, we may not be drafting this high in the next like several years. This might be one of their last opportunities to really get a guy in the top 5 or top 10 without having to trade a bunch of draft capital. So they got a lot of homework to do on Tua. I mean, obviously, we've seen in the past, like we saw, Cardinals draft Kyler Murray just a year after Josh Rosen. I mean, you're seeing teams move on with quarterbacks faster than expected. And I mean, if you look at Tua this year, I think he disappointed a lot of really just NFL people and fans of the team itself. So, I mean, they've obviously got a decision to make, and I wouldn't put it past them to, draft the quarterback and maybe get a second or third round pick for Tua, next year.
And one more thing I'm potentially thinking about that just popped in my mind. You think we can move up to the Patriots' 15th pick by trading Minshew, our first, and maybe a second to grab Pitts?
Yeah, I mean, I think they would definitely probably take that. I mean, depending on where the Rams are. I mean, the Rams are obviously in the playoffs. I think if they lose, I don't know. I mean, we still have to see where that pick is, because that could be a pick in like number 20, or it could be 32. Who knows? But like I said, I mean, I don't think Minshew has a lot of draft capital. I think if you want to move up in a draft, you have to, trade away draft picks. Because usually when teams move up in the first round, it's usually draft picks they're moving around. It's not really players that they're throwing in there. So I think, like I said, I think Minshew, if you were to trade Minshew 1-for-1, I think you get like a 5th round pick at best.
Understandable. Love the show. Thanks for having me on, and see you at the Super Bowl in 5 years.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, thanks for calling in, bro. All right, so we'll move on to the next caller. This guy's been wanting to call in for forever to talk about Zach Wilson over Justin Fields, but I think it's a different topic of conversation now. What's going on, Steve?
Hey, not much. We finally speak.
I know, man. I told you to keep calling in because I know you had the Zach Wilson over Justin Fields before everyone was kind of talking about it, but I think that conversation can kind of be saved for the New York Jets call-in show.
Yeah, that's pretty much sailed.
Yeah,
but
luckily
really,
it did.
I have a couple. Oh yeah, I mean, I have a couple free agency questions, but mainly my thing is everybody's behind this Urban Meyer thing. I don't think it's going to work, just because, as we've seen with Bill Belichick and Tom Coughlin, Urban Meyer is a dinosaur. He's too old school for it to work here in the NFL, in my opinion. In college, it works because you're just a bunch of kids, and this is basically an activity part of school that can become a job for you. So, of course, they're going to be a bunch of yes men, but not with professional athletes that get paid for the job. I don't think his old school mentality is going to work. The only issue is a lot of the prospects for coaches and GMs that I would like, and some other people might like, we still have to wait till the postseason's over and maybe even the Super Bowl for some of the people we want. I mean, I'm looking straight for, one of the highest commodities, Brian Dable from Buffalo Bills, seeing what he's done with Josh Allen ever since he was drafted, improving every year. I think we need that kind of thing down here in Duval, is that kind of coach to turn around an offense like ours.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I know a lot of people talk about the risk of Urban Meyer, but I mean, any coach you get in here it takes on some sort of risk. Obviously, Urban Meyer not being in the college game for a while, he's definitely a risk. But I mean, any of these guys, even you mentioned the Buffalo offensive coordinator, even that's a risk. You know what I mean? So it's I mean, I personally, I trust Urban Meyer, but any of these things you really have to just kind of wait and see, just to kind of see how it does. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I understand wholeheartedly. No matter what, it's going to be a risk. But I think one of the main things Jaguars should probably focus on is communication, but also you want experience and people that have had success, not that hit on one or two things or here or there with good points. Just they've mostly had success in what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we need down here.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I mean, for my other part with free agency, I mean, a lot of people say add on to the offense, but as of right now, like most of our youth is on our defense. We need to get a little more in the trenches, get some big experienced guys like Leonard Williams from the Giants. He's going to be a cap hit this year for them, so they kind of have to get rid of him. Or you got Trey Hendrickson from the New Orleans Saints. There's Robertson Harris from the Bears. There's another Bears guy. We've got to get some veteran experience in on the trenches here because our defensive line is just getting tore apart.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, I think when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, we got to sign at least, I mean, we got to sign multiple guys on a defense, but if we're going to spend a lot of money, open up the checkbook, we got to at least get one interior defensive lineman. You know, I definitely like the Leonard Williams thing, and then sign a pass rusher. I really like the Melvin Ingram from the Chargers. You know, he's a little bit older, but he's still got some good years in him. I mean, he's about the same age that, you know, I think he's younger than when the Jaguars signed Calais Campbell over. So we got to get those right. I could do without signing a big safety or cornerback. I could kind of let that slide and then just make sure the offense is set, because this is an offensive league nowadays. And, you know, we just got to make sure that, you know, we can put some points on a board, and also make sure that Trevor Lawrence is good and set, because we don't want to look back on it and say, man, we ruined Trevor Lawrence, kind of like the Jets did with Sam Darnold. And, you know, kind of like that's almost seems like the Bengals are trending that way with Joe Burrow when it comes to him suffering a terrible injury. So we just have to make sure that, you know, Trevor Lawrence is in a position of success, because we don't want to, you know, have an Andrew Luck situation where we just get the crap beaten out of him and then, you know, he's hurt. You know what I mean?
Oh, and I agree. We need to build the offensive line too. And honestly, with Cam Robinson, I'm still iffy about trying to re-sign him because he's too inconsistent and he's injury prone. And I mean, a lot of people, they've even brought it up to where, you know, he's been a little more this year in his contract year. Well, what's to say we give him a new contract and he goes right back to where he started, just half-assing it most of the time. And, you know, he's injured half the time as well. I mean, we might as well consider either going to free agency and getting, yes, a more seasoned vet, if you will, or we once again roll the dice like we did with Jawan Taylor and get one of these top-ranked, supposedly offensive tackles that are on the board. I mean, you got the guy from Notre Dame, Northwestern, Sam Cosmi from Texas, Alex Leatherwood from Alabama, and you got several more on there because I know Penei Sewell's getting out there in the top 5, and I know people are saying, hey, why don't we try and get Pitts? He's probably going to be gone by top 15 at most.
Yeah. I've seen Pitts mocked in the top 5, so I mean, unless you trade up, you're not getting him.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to happen because, I mean, in my opinion, you can get Brevin Jordan from Miami in the 3rd round or Hunter Long, and those two are used similar like Pitts as more wide receivers than blockers.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a fun offseason, man. We definitely got some work to do, but luckily we got plenty of draft capital and plenty of money to play with on that aspect.
Oh yeah, because, I mean, we're also losing Conley and Westbrook, and hopefully they re-sign Keelan Cole. I mean, otherwise you got to kind of replenish yourself either in the draft or in free agency at wide receiver position.
Yeah.
Because Chenault and Colin Johnson, they've proven themselves that they're going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm fine with letting Chris Conley walk, but I mean, we got some good young guys in here. I'd rather wait a year to sign DJ Chark to kind of see if he can put up some numbers. But I mean, I think he's going to play tremendous with a better quarterback. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, most of his frustration was probably, you know, just accuracy. Nobody was really accurate with him except the one time with Jake Luton on that huge 73-yard pass that he had. But, I mean, he hasn't really had that good of a quarterback. Minshew just kind of fell off the rails.
Yeah.
and just Glennon. I mean, basically is Glennon, if you will, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts or great things coming out of him.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I think DJ Chark will improve. A lot of our receivers will probably improve if we get an actual quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, but all we have behind him are basically a third year and a second year rookie that's basically got, I guess, baptized, or if you want to use that term, against Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
I'm trying to think of a nice word.
Yeah.
But I can't.
We'll use
really.
that one.
He confidence gone on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, we do have a lot of work, but mind you, a lot of people think the quarterback is all we need, but no, we don't.
Yeah, I mean people say
my guess,
and it's funny people say that they're like, oh, like Lawrence is going to fix everything. It's like, yeah, no duh. I mean, we have so much money, we have all this draft capital. It's not like insert Trevor Lawrence, same team rolling into next year. Obviously, we're going to do a lot more stuff.
Oh yeah, I can. If we do everything and plan everything just right, we might maybe be just under 500, in my opinion, if they do everything right.
Yeah.
And that's basically rebuild the defensive line, make sure you have a steady offensive line, because that's the only way you win a football game is right there in the trenches.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And ultimately, for free agency, in my opinion, you have to base it on who do you get as new coaches.
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to. Because let's say we get a 3-4 coach. We just got to get a couple linemen who have been in the 3-4 system. We get Al Woods back because he opted out this season. We have him back. But, I mean, basically, if we go to the 3-4, you push Chase on and Allen to the outside, and you have Jack and Schobert on the inside. I mean, we're pretty much set. We just got to make sure we have a sturdy 3 set there. And we can also work on our secondary because Daniel Thomas will be back, and he pretty much proven himself better than Josh Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. We got some stuff to do. But, hey, man, you got any last things to say before I move on to the next call?
Whenever you have another call-in show, I'll be back to talk even more.
Absolutely, man. I know you got some stuff that you want to air out, but I'm glad you're finally able to do it.
Oh, yeah. You know me. I'll have more and more to talk about each time you do one.
Absolutely, man. But, all right, man. Good talking to you, man, and I'll catch you later.
All right, later.
All right. I do want to get to a super chat that was dropped in here by Brandon Clark. He dropped $5. Thanks so much. He says, Urban or anyone else isn't coming here for Fields. He wants the can't-miss QB. He never even coached Fields. Story has no substance. Yeah, thanks for the donation. I agree with you. He wasn't the guy that brought him over. You know what I mean? He wasn't the guy that ever did that. That was all, what's his face? Ryan Day. And yeah, and he thanks to Brandon Clark for another $2 donation. He says, Meyer even says Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback. Yeah, I mean, it's facts, man. He's not Urban Meyer. I know that's a big confusion with people. A lot of people think that Justin Fields was Urban Meyer's quarterback. He never was. Urban Meyer is smart enough to know that, look, like, Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in the draft, and that's who the Jaguars had to go after. But thanks for a $2 donation and actually the $7 total dollars that you gave me, Brandon. Really appreciate that. We'll go ahead and move on to the next caller. Talking about the second pick of the second round. 968, who's this?
Hey, UCF, this is Bradley. How you doing?
Hey, Bradley, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Yeah, no, I like that. I'm kind of sad that we lost, but I'm looking forward towards the draft and that we have the first pick in the second round and just the many directions we can just go depending on we're getting Trevor Lawrence, of course, but depending on how we let the draft fall to us and our second first round pick, maybe we get a wide receiver, maybe like Jalen Waddle slides because of his injury. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, if not, I would definitely like to get that tight end Pat Farmy from Penn State. He was really good, and you go back last year when he had a much better team. I mean, it was him and Kyle Pitts, really, those two tight ends he was looking forward to for this year. But unfortunately, because of COVID, everything like that, he kind of slid, and people kind of forgot about him. But he's a really good tight end. He kind of reminds me of a Kelsey in a way. So having him pairing him with like a Lawrence, that'd be amazing, especially with our young wide
Yeah,
receivers.
he's a tight end that opted out this year, right?
Yeah, I think he played like 2 or 3 games, but then once he lost the third game, he opted out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
No,
I
yeah,
mean
he's
definitely a
really
tight
good.
end, man. That'd be a good grab to definitely get.
Yeah, definitely. And also, if we don't get Urban Meyer, if this is all just rumors and people just saying this because it's a rumor, who would you want other than Urban Meyer? I've been hearing, Eric Bieniemy's name being called a lot, and the OC from the Bills have heard his name a lot. Who would you want out of those two, I guess?
Yeah, man, I'd like to get more of an offensive guy just because, I mean, offensive guys should just be wanting to flood here, knowing that they'll be able to get a guy like Trevor Lawrence and coach them up. And, I just worry it's kind of like the Minnesota Vikings, like they have Mike Zimmer over there. Then they have a good offensive coordinator with Pat Shurmur. He gets hired away as a head coach. Then Kevin Stefanski gets hired over. I'd rather not be going through all these offensive systems. I like Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
I like the OC
Same.
from the Bills for sure. I also like Iowa State's head coach a lot too. If we're gonna go kind of the college football route.
Yeah, heard a lot of good things about him. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely kind of a Matt Rule type, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And Matt Rule did
Yeah,
a lot
well,
of
I'll
good
let-
with very little talent. So I mean, that's always good to do too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I'll let you go, man. Thank you again. Good luck with the show, and go do ball till we die, and Super Bowl next year, right?
Yes, next year, man, Super Bowl or bust, in my opinion. Just joking. But hey, Bradley, thanks for calling in, bro.
No problem. Have a good night.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, big shout out to Bradley for calling in. Let's see if we can get this next guy in. 8560,
Hello?
who's this?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Hello. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good here. I'm happy that we lost because so we can get the number 1 overall pick. By the way, I'm Caesar. So yeah, I gotta say that. I'm
Yeah,
happy.
man. I'm.
Hopefully,
We got number 1 pick, man. It's a lot of fun.
yeah, that's fun. And hopefully, and like when we get a new GM, hopefully our defense and our offensive line could like I don't want the offensive line and defense to be torn about in 2021.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. We need to fix the offensive line for sure because I don't want Trevor Lawrence getting his butt whooped.
And like according to NFL rankings, the Jaguars they're like in last place in defense. And the way I look like on the highlights, they feel like they're tanking.
Yeah, it's the defense. Defense is. I mean, they don't have a lot of good players at really many positions. So definitely, defense needs to be addressed. I'd probably want to address most of the defense in the in free agency is my preference, and kind of focus on offense in the draft. But we got a lot of things to do all over the place.
Yeah. And hopefully we gotta get a new head coach. Hopefully he could take us to the Super Bowl. And then the whole time when we were tanking, I always call him Tanksonville instead of Saxonville.
That's what we are, man. Tanksonville.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for having me. And next time I'll come here. Go Duval.
Oh yeah, Duval. Now we can root for wins. But hey, man, thanks so much for calling in, and go Jags to you as well, man. But all right, cool. We kind of had a hard time hearing it, but always appreciate the call. We got a couple super chats that came in. One from David Bryan. He says, my prediction, Trevor Lawrence's first touchdown throw will be to DJ Chark in week 1. Hey, DJ Chark, week 1 touchdown passes each of the last 2 seasons. So definitely a good prediction there. And I think DJ Chark is already following Trevor Lawrence on Instagram. Wasn't following him 2 weeks ago, but is now. So breaking news, I guess. And the Wise Guys podcast donated $2. It says, wouldn't you rather have Justin Fields? Absolutely not. I don't know. I know I have a lot of Jets fans commenting this kind of stuff, but nah, you get Trevor Lawrence, you run to the podium, you don't think twice about it. You don't try to get cute with it saying, "Oh, Justin Fields can do this." No, I mean, it's he's the guy, but thanks guys for being here. We have 169 people in here right now. Nice. If you guys haven't already, man, definitely drop a like on the stream. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at UCF_Jaguar. And I also have my Flick chat description down below where we talk Jaguar stuff. It's going to be, that's going to be where I'm doing a 10,000 subscriber giveaway pretty soon. Giving away a Trevor Lawrence jersey as well as 3 UCF Jaguar shirts. In order to get those, you have to be a part of the Flick chat. So definitely go join those below. And we'll go ahead and go to the next caller. Then we got Wink on the line from Houston, Texas. What's going on, man?
Man, what's going on, man? How y'all living out there? I know y'all happy.
Hey, man, we're happy. It's we've had number 3 overall pick, 4 overall pick, 5 in an overall pick. Never have we had number 1 overall pick. So we're ready to finally get our damn quarterback, bro.
Boy, y'all done had more than enough chance to get a quarterback. Like, let's be real. This is what y'all do. I mean, it's so many quarterbacks that y'all really had. I don't really think now is the time. I don't think y'all gonna fuck it up this time. I really think y'all just gonna go ahead and take him. But my question is Trevor Lawrence really the guy, though? I mean, considering the guys that's in the draft class, I can see how people would think he's, the most elite of all the quarterbacks. Justin Fields got a nice little, buzz going on with himself too. But I can understand the reasoning for wanting to go after Trevor Lawrence because he's been with Dabo. You feel like he's going to be more prone ready. But do you really think he'll be able to? Do you think? My question is, do you think he'll be able to play on the level of Justin Herbert the way he played for the Chargers this year?
Dude, I don't think I've ever been more locked in about a quarterback being good than Trevor Lawrence. I mean, if you watch this guy the last 3 years, this guy just dominated. Obviously, Ohio State leaves a bad taste in people's mouths because the whole entire team just got outplayed and everything. But we've been knowing about Trevor Lawrence since he was in high school, man. He's got everything he needs to do. And like you said, the Jaguars have had their chance to get quarterbacks. They passed on Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. But this one has really been handed to us on a silver platter. We don't have to do any scouting on this one, man. We know this is the guy. And luckily this guy was handed to us. Otherwise, we would find a way to fuck it up.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think you don't have no way to fuck it up. I would, once I saw one of the names that was slept on, when I saw the news broke out, I'm not sure, because I understand it's a lot of GM's prospects and shit like that are out. You got Louis Riddick. How he has a buzz right now, I don't know. But whatever, Texas fans are excited about him. I don't, whatever. He was with the Redskins and the goddamn Eagles, and he did a little bit of nothing. I understand he's visible, but that's about it. You know what I'm saying? I understand John Dorsey, Ozzie Newsome. We just got some word that he may want to take a little interview with us. As long as Rick Smith, when I heard that Rick Smith interview with you guys, I was like, if you would be a fool. Look, y'all saw this man hit 8 of 11 first-round picks. He was 88% in the first round. He drafted Deshaun Watson. When you go back and I run down the names of the guys that this man drafted, and with what you have and all the cap that y'all guys have, bro, I'm telling you, that would be a match made in heaven. He gonna get y'all quarterback. You don't have to worry about that. You like you said, you made it easy on him. He'll turn that defense around. Y'all undrafted free agents. Y'all gonna be great in that area. Y'all have always had a lot of draft capital. He has respect, and he's been able to finagle a lot of underrated moves that the NFL would not be able to pull off. So I feel like that's a guy y'all definitely need to take in consideration. Go ahead and push that narrative, bro, because I can tell you from personal experience, I can understand how some fans will hit here and try to sway you, but bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'd say take a flyer on Rick. He gonna find y'all a coach, and the rest is gonna be history.
So did Rick Smith got fired just because Bill O'Brien was on a control demand streak or something like that, and said, I want control of this team.
No,
got rid
Rick
of him?
Smith left on his own.
Okay.
No, Rick Smith left on his own volition because his wife got cancer. She just passed over the last year.
Yeah.
He took a leave of absence. He didn't get fired.
Okay.
He just left. He didn't come back. He was still within it. And
And
then
they didn't have anyone to replace him, so
know,
they took Bill O'Brien over him. Oh man.
Well, they did. They brought in Brian Gaines. He only lasted 11 months. Then they let O'Brien right the ship, and you see how that didn't crash landed. And Deshaun Watson was still able to throw for 4,800 plus yards, over 30 touchdowns without DeAndre Hopkins. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, and that 2013 draft, he drafted DeAndre Hopkins, and he was about the only good player in that first round. So, I mean, if you go back and look at that, that was a bad first round. But hey, man, he found the guy, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, when you go down outside of Moby Okoye, outside of Kevin Johnson in 2015, and depending on how you feel about Will Fuller, you could say that's about 2.5 draft picks he didn't hit on.
Yeah. Yeah, like you
take
said,
that
like
away.
you
take that away.
No, I was just gonna say, you said about Louis Riddick. I don't feel good about Louis Riddick because, dude, he was lobbying for the Jags to get Foles. He said that Dwayne Haskins was gonna lift up the franchise this year and turn everything around, and that was a disaster. I don't know, man. He sketches me out. Like, he's getting a lot of love everywhere, and that sketches me out.
I'm a black man, and I understand they want to be able to have due process and be able to have some faces along the league. I get it. I get that portion of it. But let's take the fucking race shit out of it.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. Like, get out of here,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
he's definitely the clean-cut black man.
Get out of here, bro. Right.
Yeah, he's definitely the clean-cut Obama black man type of dude, but you know what I mean? It's like he's had some terrible takes, that's for sure.
I'm just not that impressed. If y'all, the best thing these are your options right here. You either try to go out for Ozzie Newsome, you either try to go out for fucking Rick Smith, because he already had an interview. You do what you can to maintain and keep him, or you go out and go get John Dorsey. It's as simple as that. Yeah. John Dorsey knows how to flip, get picks. You done seen the way he done built the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that they have now, built them, and he's built the Browns team that you're looking at that's in the playoffs right now. He just didn't get to see it through because none of the coaches that he had could carry out the job.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he literally in back-to-back years drafted Patrick Mahomes, then he drafted Baker Mayfield. I mean, of course, the jury's out on Baker Mayfield, but, I mean, when you look at that draft, I mean, everyone was telling him to get Darnold and Rosen. He passed on both those guys, so it's, he's got a good track record.
I mean, yeah, great track record, but yeah, UCF, fuck the Titans though. I gotta say that first.
I was rooting for you guys, man. I wanted the Colts to win the division. Like, I wanted the Colts to win the division. I wanted the Titans to keep that drought of not winning division since 05, but damn it, we got it to them.
Yeah. I mean, but what do you expect when our defense is last in so many metrics? Run defense, we've been great in run defense years prior. You know, we lose all of these guys, we shipped all these dudes, and the biggest asshole of all time, Bill O'Brien, doomed his team. He knew he was going to drag it down. You know, he knew he was on the way out, and he had to fuck over an organization that had one of the top 3, top 5 quarterbacks in the league, no matter how you slice it. It's no debate in the AFC South who's the best quarterback, regardless if he's in the playoffs or not.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not even a debate.
I mean, literally, Deshaun Watson is the only team. If they don't have Deshaun Watson, you guys are draft number 1. I mean, it's crazy to think that if somehow the Jaguars would have swept the Titans, that like the Texans. I guess the Dolphins were the number 1 pick, but I mean the big difference, man. The Jaguars have never beaten Deshaun Watson. Jags are 0-6 against Deshaun Watson. He's the difference. That's why you got to get a quarterback, man, because when two teams suck, the quarterback's going to be the deciding factor. And obviously the Texans GM job and the head coach job is going to be attractive because of Deshaun Watson. It sucks that that old man Bill O'Brien got rid of all your draft picks, but I mean, at least you guys got the franchise quarterback, because if it wasn't for that, man, it'd be that job could be a tough sell.
I tried warning y'all. I kept telling y'all. I've been telling y'all for years. Bill O'Brien is garbage. I had been trying to relay the message for years. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, well, he's won the AFC South." He won a bogus ass AFC South without anybody to challenge him. Now that he has some challenge, where is he at? He's out of football.
Yeah, I mean, in the Bill O'Brien years, there's been some bad. I mean, the year the Jaguars won the division in 2017, we beat T.J. Yates, Tom Savage, and Jacoby Brissett twice. I mean, that's a quarter of the season. It's just,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will say this before I get off of the call. This is the last thing. It will be great to have that Clemson connection in the AFC South. Y'all got Trevor Lawrence. They both got championships with Clemson. What is that storyline gonna be like every season?
Oh, it's gonna be fun, man. I'm just excited to finally get a quarterback, man. I've been out here rolling out, backing up Bortles, Minshew, Cody Kessler. Damn it, just give me Trevor Lawrence.
I feel you, bro. We was in the same boat before Deshaun. Yeah. I mean, Matt Shaw was all right, but I mean, was he really? Come on, bro. Like,
yeah, you guys Matt had a revolving door too.
Exactly. He's a less talented Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
I don't want to take him no more time, man. I saw you was live. I had to call in, show in support, bro. We both hurting, but we both going through it. We both had to deal with a whole bunch of bullshit. Shout out to the Jaguar fans. I don't hate y'all nowhere as much as I used to in 2017, because y'all were talking cash shit. We equalized that the next following 3 seasons by smashing y'all in every game with Deshaun Watson. So that's my payback, regardless if we 4-12 or y'all 1-15 or whatever the fuck y'all are.
Yeah.
But man, shout out to UCF, man. You holding it down for the Jazz fans, hands down. The greatest Jazz tuba that's out right now, man. I love what you do, man. You always show love. You show up whenever we ask you to come through. We couldn't ask you no more, man. Jazz fans, y'all hold y'all shit together, and I guess Hooval, y'all turn back into Duval someday.
Hey man, we're hoping, but hey man, Wink, thanks so much for calling in, bro. Always love joining the Soft Sports roundtable over there, and hey man, hopefully we can go 2-6 against Deshaun Watson after next year.
Get others, man. We can do some off-season talks.
Absolutely,
we can do a collab. Man. Just because the season over don't mean we can't still chop it up and do something together, man. It's no problem. You already know what it is.
Absolutely, bro. But all right, man. It was good catching up, man.
All right, you take care.
All right, peace. Yeah, I mean, that was Wink. He's over there, does a Soft Sports roundtable. Shout out to him. We got a couple donations while I was out there. We got $10 from It's Reese. Just says, for the #1 YouTube channel. Thank you, It's Reese. Thanks for your support, my man. We got another $3 donation from Christian. He says, should we pick up a running back tandem to pair with Robinson? I've been on board with that we need to get a third down back, but I'm not on board with spending a lot on it. I'm not drafting a running back in the top 4 rounds. I might spend money on a cheap one in free agency, or draft one later on. But we got James Robinson undrafted. I mean, you can find these guys, but let's go ahead and move on to the next caller. He's been online for 16 minutes. We got, I think this is Lance. What's going on, Lance?
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Just calling in, excited about everything going on. I hear everybody talking about coaches, but I'm getting worried. I want to hear more about GMs going on before. I mean, if Urban's the guy, what does that mean? Does that limit our possibilities of the kind of GM we get in, I mean, what are your thoughts on this GM process?
I mean, Urban Meyer, if he gets the job, he's already got his GM in place. I mean, he knows who his GM is going to be if we hire Urban Meyer. So I wouldn't be super worried about that. You know what I mean? It sounds like, I mean, and this isn't a brand new approach. I know Kyle Shanahan was hired to the 49ers. Then after he was hired, he went out there and got John Lynch as a GM. Same thing with Kevin Stefanski over for the Browns. So this isn't a new approach, but hopefully Urban Meyer comes in. And my biggest worry about Urban Meyer is that he will want to be the GM. I'd rather that separation of duties. I'd rather him go out there and get a GM.
Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about. I'm so worried. I'm a huge Florida fan, so I mean, I've been through the Urban Meyer times. I'm not worried about like everybody else is. Will he come in, he'll win, and he leaves? Well, if he wins and he leaves, and he's made the job more attractive down the road for somebody else, then we won't have Trevor. If we're winning, that means we still have Trevor, and he's been successful. What I'm worried about is getting the guy, the GM in here, that's going to make us more attractive to free agents. We got to get the Tom Coughlin out of the mouth of people. The feeling that, Jacksonville's not a destination to go. With Trevor coming, getting some excitement, we should get some more media coverage, some more things. But I'm not as down on Louis Riddick as everybody else is. I mean, if we go back and look at quarterback histories, even Andy Reid, Kevin Falk, Nick, old Nick there, Foles, guys he drafted that were supposed to be the next coming to replace Donovan McNabb back in the days, Quarterback's a hard pick. You don't get a Trevor Lawrence. It's what we call this Elway and Luck. I mean, look at that gap there. Trevor's between Elway and Luck, the last sure thing we had. So even when he was talking about the other last caller, talking about Dorsey, I mean, Dorsey, yeah, he did some good picks, but look at the turmoil he had, not because you had Andy Reid there, but look at the turmoil with the Browns, how that was handled with the quarterbacks and the coaches. We just got to get the next guy in here that's going to just make the, free agency, sign the guys we got to sign, hit on some picks, hit on the late picks like we have in the past, not get rid of Ronnie Harrison for a 5th-round draft pick when we really don't have somebody back there at safety. Things like that to make sure that we can sustain some, not just a year or two flash in the pan, but have some continued success.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And unfortunately with the culture thing, man, it's, we can't just hire a guy and the culture's changed, man. It takes at least a year or two to really fix that. And, that's the big thing about John Dorsey, man. I mean, he had some good drafts, but, he was out of there quickly, really in both spots. So, I mean, you just got to bring in a guy that, because Jacksonville, I think it has a lot of stuff to really attract players. I think you have to get the right kind of player probably. Like, I don't think this is a good fit for Jalen Ramsey because, he wants his... he wants to be in primetime television. He wants all that. And, Jacksonville, I mean, it's not the most attractive place for a 23-year-old kid to be just with the whole nightlight situation and all that. But, yeah, I mean, you're completely right. I mean, we gotta make sure we bring a GM here that can kind of get rid of the Tom Coughlin stench and come in here and make this a place where players want to be.
So, 2 more things. I don't want to hold up the line too much, but 2 things I have. So, what are your thoughts on Bucky Brooks?
I mean, I like Bucky Brooks, but he hasn't been mentioned at all in any coaching or any GM circles. But he's active on Twitter, rooting up the Jaguars. So I think he's an MVP of Jaguars Twitter. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that you definitely, I would, as you going back and watching the last couple of years, studying the draft, I'm as excited as I get for it. We're all going to be wrong on picks. It's just the nature of the draft. But if you go back and watch it, he always seems to be more right than wrong. But not just that, find more of the diamonds in the rough. Find some guys. So, and a big supporter of the Jags. That goes a long way. I think his passion. He's already shown passion for the Jags. And last thing I want to leave you with is, so say Urban doesn't go. I've heard some rumors, and of course it's always going to be because of his current coach. What do you think about Dabo, man?
Dabo, I mean, I guess if I have recency bias, I say, Dabo got completely outcoached in his last game. But I don't know. I mean, if we want to bring in Dabo, I guess I wouldn't be super mad about it, but I don't know. I don't see him making the leap in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
I honestly think he's a young Pete Carroll. He's a player's coach. If you go back and watch at Clemson, I had 2 buddies that went to Clemson, graduated at that time. when Tommy Bowden left and they hired Dabo, it looked like the worst hire of all time. That program was a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
They could not get any money. The boosters wouldn't pay assistant coaches. They wouldn't do anything. Dabo got in there, got alumni excited, got them to start paying assistant coaches money. If you remember, Tommy Bowden, they were paying the assistant coaches like $200,000-$300,000. He couldn't keep assistant coaches.
Yeah.
Dabo got in there, got them fired up. I mean, you say what you will, to build a program like that the way he's done and sustain it. I mean, I agree with you, but I mean, look, I mean, every coach, you've seen it. Even Bill Belichick back in the day, Tony Dungy. I mean, you know, a couple of games where Bill Belichick made him look embarrassed on some coaching decisions. You know, you don't have your best day, but I don't think he's as bad. I honestly don't think he's as bad of a choice as someone like an Urban Meyer. I think he'd be able to, you know, really get to the players better than I think Urban Meyer can.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he's definitely like a hot name, that's for sure. I wouldn't be all that mad if we got him, especially being that he used to coach you know, Trevor Lawrence and everything. And I think he will maybe take a shot at the NFL eventually. I just I don't know. I haven't, you know, a lot of these guys are around a situation and hear different stuff. Like we've heard Dan Mullen is interested. Obviously, Urban Meyer is interested. Haven't heard a lot about Dabo, so we'll just have to kind of continue to really monitor, see what he does. But hey, if there's any time for him to make an NFL leap, it'd be right now to kind of go to the Jaguars and pair back up with Trevor Lawrence.
Well, now, I know a lot of people that are bull gators, and I don't know how you take this for what it's worth. I hear the Dan Mullen thing is all about contract money.
Yeah. He's trying to use the Jets as a levering tool to get himself more money?
Yep. More money at Florida, just like Hugh Freeze did a couple of years ago when he said that University of Florida reached out to him, and he got Ole Miss to sign him. It's like the largest contract behind Nick Saban in the SEC, and nobody from Florida ever reached out to him. I hear the Dan Mullen thing's just, you know, after this year, some things went stable. Him and defense coordinator didn't get along too well, so you know, that's just what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true or not, but I keep hearing that a lot of people are talking Ryan Day now too, which I don't think is a good idea at all.
I mean, Ryan Day did come out that he's not interested in the NFL, so I think that was come from like Ian Rappaport, I think. So I think that we can kind of put to bed a little bit.
Yeah, but Nick Saban said he wasn't interested either, and he was Miami Dolphins coach the next day.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes if it's, I mean, like I almost trust the guys like Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter. They come out with different information even more than if it comes out of the kind of person's mouth, because I think they get the kind of the sources, you know, from like different people that are close to situations with what they say. You know, I don't if they say something out to a press conference, I don't listen to it as much just because it's all player and coach speak, but. You know, and I listen to Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport much more than some of the other blue check marks on Twitter. But I don't know, man. He said that Ryan Day isn't really interested. So I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Well, anyway, man, I appreciate everything you do for the Jaguars and love the channel. Always watch it. Thank you so much, and look forward to talking to you some more and getting excited for this draft.
Of course, man. Hey, Lance, thanks so much for calling in, bro. All right, cool. We'll go ahead and get the next caller in here. I think this is Lawrence on the line. Lawrence, what's going on, man?
Hey, UCFJ, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Nothing much. How you doing? I'm a big fan, bro.
Hey, appreciate that, bro.
Oh yeah, man. So what do you think about Urban Meyer and like, do you think they're gonna give him too much power, or do you even think this is should be taken serious at this point?
I mean, I think it should absolutely be taken serious because a lot of steam is kind of heating up about Urban Meyer, and it's only been Urban Meyer in Jacksonville too. So my just biggest worry is just I don't want him being the GM too, especially with his like different health concerns and the stress levels that he's had. I mean, being a GM and head coach, you know, it's like being the CFO and CEO of a company. You got to have your separation of duties, and I just don't think he should be overworked in that matter. But I'd be excited about Urban Meyer, and I know he knows how to build a coaching staff, so I'd be all about it.
Right, definitely. I can't wait. I'm so excited to get Trevor Lawrence. I'll be able to wear my name on his jersey and everything. But
Oh, your
he's
last
so
name is Lawrence, or is that your first name?
it's my first name, but still,
Oh, there you go. Oh, that'd be
it's
dope.
pretty close. And he's a generational talent.
Yeah.
He's so like I haven't been this happy for the Jaguars ever, and I'm a lifelong fan.
I know
It's
it just seems
so
like such a slam dunk that life has given us, man. Jaguar fans have not had a lot of stuff given to them, but they get no one overall pick in a draft that has Trevor Lawrence in it. I mean, we can't ask for any more.
Yeah, man, it's so like that was the best Christmas ever. Like
Best,
they
and
can
that was
hate
the
on us
Jet.
as
That was
much
the
as they
Jets giving
want.
us that Christmas gift, man. Shout out to them. I don't
Yeah,
care. I
man,
don't
for
care what
real.
anybody got for Christmas from their family. No one got a better gift than what the Jets gave us.
For real, like man, this is amazing. So like, what would you like? Who is your most coveted? Like, if you could get any free agent, who would you go after?
I guess free agency wise, I haven't looked too much at it. I know I really want Leonard Williams at the interior of the defensive line because we obviously need some
Yeah,
bodies
because they
there.
were definitely running it up the gut
Yeah.
today. Like it was
Oh man, it
terrible.
was bad, dude. Like I think Jonathan Taylor had like 100 yards in the first quarter. It's just ridiculous. So, bringing a guy like that. Also, I'd like to shore up the offensive line. Maybe bring in like Joe Thuney or something like that to kind of play in there. I had to look at it more deeply, especially now that the season is over. I'm kind of an in the moment kind of person. I focus on really a lot of the draft after the free agency, and then after the coaching stuff, I'll look at free agency more. But it's probably this year I'll do it differently. But it's those are kind of some of the spots I'd look at.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I know we're definitely in a position to get pretty much anyone we want.
Yeah.
And the tradition is going to change. It just seems like it's going to be so much good to look up to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. Well, that's pretty much all I had to say. I appreciate it. Appreciate you for taking my call. Go Jags.
Of course, man. Thanks for watching and calling in, of course.
All right, man.
See ya. All right, cool. So we have 160 people in here. Thanks everyone for being here, man. Definitely drop your likes if you can. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at UCF _Jaguar. We'll get into this next caller as soon as my laptop lets me. Okay, it looks like we have Tony on the line. What's going on, Tony?
What's going on, brother?
What's
Hey
up, bro?
man, I listen to your show all the time, bro. You like one of the main sources for Jaguar news for me. Happy New Year, by the way.
Oh, Happy New Year,
Hey,
man. Appreciate the good words.
No problem, bro. Hey, I'm looking at it like this as far as fixing these Jags of ours. I think we should go hire us a GM who probably a GM for like a baseball team or a basketball team. You know what I'm saying? Just something where, he can straight up build. Somebody that could just look at the scenario and just build from there.
Yeah.
As far as our head coach concerned, we probably should go get Eric Bieniemy, to be quite honest. I like Urban Meyer as well, but I know he'll bring something different. And as far as just fixing us, as far as players concerned, I think we should go ahead and spend some of that money we got on D linemen and DBs, because Jesus Christ, they gutted us in every way this year. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
that's a
just,
tough watch,
because
bro.
we can't lose. Because we get Lawrence, that's a given. That's just what it's going to be. We got Lawrence, so we got that in the bag. But that was it, man. I just think, and what you think about that and how you feel about those ideas. Because to be quite honest, I think you got a lot more pull than you think you do, bro. Because we all reach out to your outlet. You give us the information right then.
Yeah.
Instantly. You be with it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I love it.
I try to put out stuff as quick as I can, man. I try to do something different
Be on
because there's a
top
lot
of
of
it,
there's a
man.
lot of people out there, and I'm honestly surprised more people because there's all these writers, there's all these guys that write the articles and they go on talk radio and stuff, but I don't know why more of these guys don't try to do digital stuff, kind of like what I do, but I don't know. It's
right.
I mean, I think this is my. I remember before I started YouTube, this was my source of how I like to get information. I like videos, and surprised more people don't do it. I mean, more people have more resources and more money to spend on equipment than I do. But yeah,
Right.
it's surprising. But yeah, when it comes to the team, definitely a lot of money to spend. I definitely want to spend money on the defensive line. We got to shore that up. We got to make sure the trenches are good for next year, because we just can't
Yes,
keep
man.
having these
Terrible.
teams run up the gut every play, get all these
Talking
yards,
about
then the
300
quarterback drop
yards.
back and have all the time in the world. It's just, we can't have it. And then just fix the offensive line
crazy,
too.
man.
There's a lot of stuff that we need to do. It's hard to, really rank the importance. But yeah, when it comes to the head coach, I like Bieniemy. He almost seems like the safest option. He's the hottest name. He's definitely getting a
Right.
head coaching gig out there. So I'd be all for that. But, it seems like at this point, like the Jaguars and Urban Meyer almost seems like a done deal.
Right. And, I'm just to the point where, hell, we deserve to get the hot guy. You know what I'm saying? We deserve to get the hot name. Instead of seeing and watching everybody else teams get the good coach that everybody knew was going to be good, the good quarterback that everybody knew was going to be good. It's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? It's our time, man. Let's get it fixed.
Dude, I agree with you, man. It's like, we've seen teams like the Jaguars the year that the Cardinals got Kyler Murray. We were horrible, but we were like number 7. Then next year we saw Joe Burrow get drafted. We were bad that year, but we were like number 9. Finally, I was like, look, after week 3, I was like, look, let's just lose. Let's just jump on a grenade. Let's lose out. Let's finally get our quarterback. And now, we're in this position. This year obviously sucked, but it was a great, we got some great rewards from it. That's for sure.
Right. Welcome to the first night of the off season. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, we're on the clock now.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, but man, thank you, man, for accepting me, man. Like I said, man, you the main man. So just keep doing what you're doing, brother. You blessed. Enjoy.
Absolutely, man. Hey, you have a good night.
You as well.
All right. Main source of Jags news for people. I like to hear it, man. All right, so we'll go on to the next caller. It looks like we have Lee on the line. What's going on, Lee?
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening,
How are
bro?
you? Yeah, man, life's good, man. It's a good time to be a Jags fan.
Yeah, it's weird saying that after we go 1-15, but it's a great time to be a Jags fan.
You got to have that optimism because it's been rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just moving forward, I'm excited. I think we'll definitely take care of business. You know what I mean? Like you have nothing but opportunity ahead of you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
T. Lawrence.
We got everything in line for us to be successful, that's for sure.
Like we got all the picks, we got all the money. It's just pretty much don't mess it up.
Yeah. One thing we know,
like,
we're not
it.
gonna mess up the quarterback position. At least we have that going for us.
Exactly. But like the last caller was saying, man, like that defense, you know what I mean? I've been embarrassed. I know that, for the longest offense, defense, we've had troubles, but this year has been the worst. Like I can definitely say that.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it just seemed like everything was horrible this year, and like quarterback play was just bad, defense was horrible. I can't name a thing that we did good besides James Robinson. What player on this team did good this year, and what unit were we actually good at?
Besides running back, Miles Jack. Besides that, there's not much.
Yeah, Miles Jack, DJ Chark stepped back, unfortunately. Unfortunately with this team, like we don't have players like on offense have back-to-back great years. You know what I mean? It's hopefully James Robinson can have a good year next year, but just the team, we're not developing talent good. That's for sure.
How I feel about the running back room is, we got a Zeke Boo, Armstead, he should come back. Like I feel like we'll have a running back committee actually, and actually, I don't think James is going to get as much carries as he did this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I still keep James Robinson as a first and second down guy. We need another running back, like a receiving type of third down back, a speedster kind of running back. But I mean, I'm not investing a lot in that. I mean, we can get one cheap in free agency, or we can get one, in the later on in the draft. I'm not spending a pick in the top 4 rounds on a running back, but 5th, 6th, 7th round, I'm all for it.
Yeah, definitely later in the rounds.
Yeah.
Tevin Coleman's out there for speed. You know what I mean? Veteran presence.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, there's options out there, and it's going to be. We have, people they're going to want to come to Jacksonville now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It used to be like, no, not really, because they know what they're getting into. But now it's like, okay, I'd like to be up on the upwind with the team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
But yeah, man, I ain't gonna do too much more talking with you though. But just go Jags, and I'm excited about the future, man.
I am too, bro.
And keep doing what you're doing, man. Thanks for doing what you do, by the way.
Absolutely, man. It's officially off-season mode, so we're about to take off. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, I can't wait.
Yeah, but all right, Lee, you have a good night, man.
All right, man. You too.
All right, so we have 172 people in here. I'm probably going to end it right here. I really appreciate everyone for coming in here, man. If you haven't already, man, definitely join my Flick Chat app. The link is right down below. You guys can join that there. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram.
We are sorry, but the show has ended. Goodbye.
That's at UCF_Jaguar. So you guys can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at those handles. But guys, we're in off-season mode now. Hopefully tomorrow we hear about Doug Brown getting fired, and we can really wipe this whole coaching staff clean. Because that's what it's all about, man. Oh yeah, Charlie Boy says, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are on the way to 10,000 subscribers, so it'll be good. So we're almost there. Thanks everybody so much for being here and joining into the show today, and we will catch you guys later. Peace.